Hello, everybody, and I'm going to try not to look at the camera because the mic is over here.
But I'll look at the camera because I don't
Jimmy
give a
can
fuck.
look at the camera. Yeah. But
I love the camera.
this is braincake. This is Gunner. What do you have a cool name yet? Last episode I asked you.
My name is fucking Gunner, and that's pretty goddamn awesome.
Fucking Gunner.
I prefer Gunboi.
Gunboi?
That's
I like
my
Gunboi.
that's my
But that could be
Xbox,
very bad, considering how many shootings we
Yeah.
did. So,
Yeah,
let's not
Gunman.
call you Gunboi.
Gunman.
Gunman? That's not really that good either.
Are you like Mega Man's fucking sidekick?
No,
like-
I'm like the antithesis to Batman. You know how he never carries a gun? I always carry a gun.
That's like terrorist.
In
though.
fact, I only carry a gun. That's my only power, is that I carry a gun.
Like it's kind of gunman is like a terrorist word though, It's like the gunman walked into the building.
But I'm not gunman, I'm
pursued
gunman.
shooting. You're gunman.
He's Gunman.
Yeah, so
Two separate words.
Gunman.
Like, you know how Spider-Man is hyphenated? Like, I'm not a gunman. I'm not a Gunman. I'm a gunman. I'm Gun-man.
You're a conservative man who just loves guns.
No, I'm a liberal. I'm just really into James Bond. And
You're a jump and shoot man.
Are you legitimately into James Bond?
yes.
What?
Have you ever...
How did you get into watching James Bond? Because that's something that I don't think I could get myself to really.
I'm
sit and
Jimbo
watch.
watched
Jism,
Dr.
by
No.
the way. How you doing?
That's Jimbo Jism.
I figured I'd just get that out.
Jazzy, Jizzy Jimmy.
That's my radio name.
Jimbo Jism.
Like if I was like, Jimbo Jism in the morning. 94.4.
I came in my mouth. I got cum in my mouth to get in this position.
Every single morning I get up and I just masturbate into my own mouth. I love it. I love the taste of my own seed.
He misses sometimes.
Whoa, Jimbo Jism.
I am the best. Jimbo Jism indeed. Fill me up with
Yeah,
Jism.
it's like pretty much what you're saying is
out of
that
shit. Where's the-
their radio personality is what they actually sound like off the radio too. They're just really hyped up for everything.
Dude, could you imagine?
I just took a huge shit and it was incredible.
Could you imagine if you could never turn that off?
Yeah,
You're like
that's
that
what I'm
fucking
saying.
psyched all the time, yeah. It's like,
like,
oh god, I almost made like a fucking spouse abuse joke, but like that'd just be real. It's just over the top.
yeah.
It's like, fucking, where's the meatloaf?
Yeah, that's like,
That's not right.
That's
that
like-
Gunner cringed. I cringed too.
where's the meatloaf?
No, it's just I thought of that fucking little old lady from the Wendy's commercials from the 80s where's the beef? And she's just trying to find it so that her husband doesn't beat the shit out of her all the time.
God, where's the beef?
I was gonna say, like, I remember one time me and Jeremy after the show, I told him, like, you can tell we did an okay job at being podcasters because afterwards...
Jeremy, by the way, folks, if you're not aware, if this is your first time tuning in, he's also another frequent guest here on the Cake of the Brain.
Go back in previous episodes.
Yeah, check the archives, yo.
But, yeah, me and him after one episode were saying, like, you can tell because now the energy has died down. Like, it's a different type of energy after you record. We're kind of, like, more relaxed.
Yeah.
It's like you have an audience, and it's like, if you can't turn that off, like, this is pretty productive energy, honestly.
I agree.
But it's also, like, I don't know, I guess having an audience always makes things wonky in terms of, like, how you interact with other people.
Oh, I'll tell you, I had a fan club once. It broke up. The guy died.
Yeah.
I was trying so hard not to cough, and that Dangerfield impression always gets me every time.
Thank you.
Man, I've been telling Jimmy, I've earned a new respect for Rodney Dangerfield as a
Have you
comedian.
really?
Yeah, I really have, man.
The only guy that I've ever seen made my grandpa, like, crack up laughing
Was Rodney Dangerfield?
was Rodney Dangerfield. And he made the comment, he ain't dirty. He don't have to be dirty.
Yeah,
That's something my
cool.
dad would say. That's something my dad would probably say. It's like, he ain't vulgar.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he can be, though. You just have to listen. One of my favorite jokes of his is, you know what the truest form of trust is? Two cannibals giving each other oral.
Me, man, the thing that draws me to Rodney Dangerfield is, like, I really like to, like, people are entertainers. I like to kind of watch interviews, see if I can get an idea of who they are just as a person.
Yeah.
And it was like, whenever I watched Rodney Dangerfield in interviews, he was still comedy. He just fucking loved comedy, man. Mm-hmm. He wanted to make you laugh. He wanted to make you laugh.
Dude,
and when he went on a talk show, didn't even really talk, just kind of treated it like the audience was any other.
He was one of Johnny Carson's favorite guests. I think he was on Johnny Carson's show more times than anybody.
He definitely was a fixture of it.
And it's like...
It wouldn't have been the same show without him.
He's just like a fucking windmill of jokes.
Yes, exactly.
Like fucking, they just keep coming.
And that's true talent. Like, my God. Like,
he kind of created the whole self-deprecated comic movie.
And you know what's weird about that to me? I'm very self-deprecating. It's probably due to depression and shit anyway.
Rodney was a really depressed guy.
Yeah, he was. Like, he had a fucking horrible childhood. He had a horrible childhood.
Man, you were telling me shit about the Rodney Dangerfield book.
Yeah.
What is it called?
No Respect, but A Lifetime of Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think that's the title.
I thought it was, I don't know. Anyway, you were telling me towards the end of the book, the Rodney Dangerfield book, about his life, that he went into a coma, and his wife wrote one of the ending chapters of the book.
His wife finished 2 of the last 3 or 4 chapters of the entire book because he was, I think, if memory serves me right, he was in, I think, a medically induced coma. And it was either brain surgery or heart surgery that he was having. A fun fact about that too, his wife said whenever he was in his coma, he would actually respond if Jerry Springer was on TV.
Damn.
Because that was his favorite show. If
That's
he was
awesome.
just bored,
That's awesome, man.
Jerry Springer was Rodney Dangerfield's favorite show. I imagine that was hilarious to him.
Yeah, for sure. I
bet he just thought of puns as he watched Jerry Springer. It's just...
I wonder, though, is it kind of weird of me?
Probably not.
That Dangerfield's humor, as a child, Dangerfield's humor, as self-deprecating as it is, it's almost borderline disturbing that I was attracted to him faster than any other comedian at a young age.
Let me tell you, man, I mean, you had a lot of inspiration on me when I was younger, and George Carlin, I really liked George Carlin when I was younger. Mm-hmm. That's a weird
that's
influence.
it'd be maybe 10, 11 years old and you're listening to Carlin. Yeah, I was about that age whenever I was listening to that.
But it showed me this outlook on life, Carlin just had this outlook on life, fuck it,
That bit of his about worshiping the sun, that shaped so much of my...
Worshiping Joe Pesci.
And the weird thing is, I have to specify, I was listening to George Carlin's later work,
which is more of his bitter acts.
Yeah.
But you know what? Those are my favorites.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's comedy with a point, with a purpose.
And it's real cynical.
Yeah.
Dude, if there's anything I could use to describe his last 2 or 3 shows, they're anti-human as fuck.
They're dark comedy.
They are. They're very dark comedy. Go back and listen to Life is Worth Losing. Listen to how anti-human that is. The whole thing.
You're all diseased.
You're all diseased. Yeah, it's just a list of fucking complaints and grievances.
Yeah.
It's bad for you. It's bad for you. It was really good. That was his last show.
I
would have loved to have seen him, what he'd have to say today. Yes. We never even got to hear what he had to say during Obama. He died while Bush was in office, I think.
I think he died in the lead up to Barack Obama.
He did.
Do you think he was hopeful? Do you think he would have supported Barack Obama?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
Or do you think he would have been just
I don't think that makes him hopeful, though.
I mean, in all of his acts, man, he was always talking about how these, these rich motherfuckers don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
And all this.
How do you think
Jeremy would tell you that he, what got him by Carlin, because he started listening to him too. I got him into him as well. He'll tell you that. But he listened to his bit on the sanctity of life, and that basically shaped his, it formed his outlook entirely again. It did for me, too. It did for me, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like Dangerfield absolutely doesn't get enough credit. He doesn't get the credit that he should. He produced so many fucking talents, or he scouted so many.
It's weird though, man. Like comedy, stand-up comedy, is so strange. Like as an act, it really is. It's like some people who are really deep into it love stand-up comedy. Mm-hmm. Like they know who Dangerfield is. Oh, yeah. The average person might not, but if you love comedy,
or if anything, they may know him for his movies more than they do his comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think a lot of people. I mean, like he was in a lot of movies. How many of them were successful? I don't really know.
Almost all of them.
Really?
Yeah, almost all of the ones he did in his later years were successful.
You talking like the fourth tenure or fourth tenor and God, fuck me trying to say words, or My Five Wives. Oh boy, Mormonism and the Mormonism.
What was that thing you were telling me? You said it was an ism that you wanted to discuss on the podcast.
Oh, breatharianism.
And what is that again?
I would like to look it up if you can just vamp for me for a minute.
I'll vamp for you, bro. I'll vamp Hero.
Well, actually, I don't even know if I have anything to look it up with.
Whose
is this?
That's mine. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Well, shit on me, man. I don't know what I'm doing. Boom,
no.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, actually.
But yeah, like basically,
we did a terrible job at bantering for you.
Oh yeah,
now.
I'm glad.
Banter for me, guys. Okay.
Yeah,
proceed to just
somebody cue some deliverance music.
Well, I think me and Gunner were occupied with other physical demands as well.
You know what? I'll vamp for myself. Can you quack? Can you quack like a duck? You suck. Can you buck like a horse?
Okay, Mormonism.
Holy shit.
Can you take every inch of your
Mormonism,
butt?
Guys. Do you think Mormonism
we fart
is something?
on my balls when we fuck.
Do you think Mormonism is something that could work? Do you think that's something that could work, given our nature?
No.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I know Mormonism is a religion, but don't a lot of Mormons practice, basically having multiple wives?
Oh, yeah.
Polygamy?
Yeah,
polygamy, yeah.
Dude, John Adams died for me. He'd absolutely died for me.
What?
Who's John Adams?
The second president.
John Adams
Joseph
died
Smith?
for all of us. John Adams.
Joseph Smith?
Joseph Smith. Yeah, Joseph Smith.
John Smith was the guy that fucked the 13-year-old Indian girl.
Okay.
What?
Well,
Who?
Pocahontas.
He fucked Pocahontas?
Yeah, John Smith.
God, that's fucked up.
What is this planet?
That is fucked up.
Wow, thank you, America. Wow, America,
planet?
beautiful history.
Joseph Smith, he was illiterate, by the way.
Okay.
He had to put his head under a sheet, and he read off the golden tablets, and then the scribes would write down what he said, because he couldn't write either.
It'd be cool if he
That's, yeah. I mean, okay, think about that. That's our history. That's our recent history.
That's our
we're
most
doing
recent
pretty
religion,
good.
aside from Scientology, which is a cult.
What a blessing it is to live in the middle of fucking nowhere, you know. Surrounded by zero service areas, because this is really difficult to search. It's been really slow. I apologize. But breatharianism, though, like if I'm right on it, the gist of it is the idea that you can live solely off of oxygen, sunlight, and water.
And what I want to know is, how does that work out for them?
Like that's
what I want to know. Does it work? Do they survive? Are people cheating and lying about it?
People probably get down to the bare minimum amount of food that they
here
can
we
eat,
go.
and they probably get really weak and develop bone deficiencies and all kinds of problems, and then get told by their doctors that they're really sick. And
I mean, what do you think?
I got it.
What do you think in somebody's head would lead them to falling into a belief like that?
A feeling of disorder or chaos in their life that they want some kind of structure brought to.
By dictionary, a breatharian
but
is a
looking
person.
for structure in the wrong way, kind of.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A breatharian is a person who believes that it is possible, through meditation, to reach a level of consciousness where one can obtain all substance from the air or sunlight.
Obtain all substance.
Yeah.
What does it mean by that? Does that mean they think they can survive off of that? Or do you think they can just be in tune with the elements? Is that what they're saying?
I think it's probably a mixture of both. If I had to guess.
It probably does have like those spiritual ties.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's got some sort of hocus pocus going on with it.
But it's weird, man. Like I feel like I was never truly spiritual until I did psilocybin mushrooms.
Oh boy, that's a story. That's an interesting story. I've never done mushrooms. I've never really had a strong interest.
You would probably have a panic attack and almost die.
I don't know if I could really do any extreme drug, man. I know hallucinogenics are not extreme.
They're not extreme in the way that they act on you, but they elicit really strong emotions.
Oh yeah, but so does
for somebody with an anxiety disorder. Not like this.
I'm just saying too, though. Like it can heighten emotions. Was my point.
But what I've said though is that I think it's good for a drug to challenge you. I mean, I feel like weed a lot of the times will pull things out of your subconscious that you try to push away. And I feel like that's good because if those things get brought up to you, you can challenge them. You know your weaknesses, your insecurities.
That's true.
And I think a mushroom trip can be changing in that way. In that you can learn from the emotions you felt during the trip.
Yeah, no, I always said that it was more like a learning experience than it was a recreational drug.
I'm not sure
absolutely.
I'm not sure how we got to drugs here, but if I had to pick an extreme drug that I would try, or not, I guess I don't know if it makes.
So you would try just the ones that you.
By definition, to me, what extreme would be. Like,
yeah.
Are
you saying this in a
like something that's something that is
a
very
much harder
powerful,
drug, a much harder
more
drug,
powerful trip?
Yeah.
Like if I had to try, like the hardest drug I think I would ever try would be Molly's.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like that would probably be like as far as I would go. I know that may be a weird answer.
Well,
I would probably feel safer doing cocaine than I would doing Molly.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Cocaine is, at least if you're dealing with actual cocaine. Cocaine is safer for you than bathtub Molly, which is good. But I've had this stuff offered to me. It's like in clumps and crystals, like fucking meth, and you smoke it, and it's fucked up.
What are Molly though? What are the ingredients? Because I know there's one ingredient in
on
Molly.
What kind of Molly you're getting. If you're getting synthetic stuff, you never know what people are putting into it. There are people making fake meth around here right now by taking wasper spray and spraying it on chicken wire.
I've heard of that.
And hooking it up to a car battery.
Yeah, dude, I've never tried that.
Stevo, what drugs have you tried, man? What drugs have you tried, Stevo? I know you do that shit that fucks with your throat. I can tell that. That's pretty obvious. That one really
that's like oxide, man.
Yeah, oxide. How'd you get into
GHB or PCP that you had the problem with, Stevo?
I don't know, man. I've done a lot of drugs, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm glad that you're clean now, Steve.
You know what?
I'm vegan now.
You're sober enough to realize that you have yourself tattooed on your back forever?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's the quote. That's the quote tattooed on his back, right? His thumbs up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like...
Man, there are some people who have just lived extravagant lives, right?
Stevo was a citizen of 3 countries.
Listen, Stevo...
He was born in Spain, wasn't he?
No, he was born in Canada, but he's a Canadian citizen. He's a citizen of the United Kingdom.
Wee Man was born in Spain.
Of the U.S.
Yeah,
so he's got triple citizenship.
Sorry, Wee Man was born in Spain.
Wee Man... How do people confuse Wee Man and Brad Williams?
I don't know. I seen. Did I ever?
Who is Brad Williams?
He's a stand-up
the guy from
comedian.
Mind of Mencia.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you I seen him perform?
No, but that's awesome.
Yeah, I seen Brad Williams actually. I think it's
Brad
been like
Williams
Brad Williams is like the most legitimately funny person.
Honestly,
he's the midget stand-up comedian, right?
Yeah. Little person, man. Little person.
Little person, is it impolite to say midget?
No, midget and dwarf are two different things.
Dwarf, though? Dwarf sounds ridiculous.
No, dwarf
to me.
is specific.
Let's be honest here. Dwarf is a political correct term, and midget is an archaic term to describe somebody under a certain height.
What does that mean?
But dwarfism is the thing that causes people to be born shorter. Midget is a classification.
It's
based
weird
on
to be
centimeters.
classified off your disorder, though.
Are you
it?
guys familiar with
it is.
Hornswoggle? The leprechaun that was on
Yes.
WWE for a few years.
Yes.
Well, he was on Chris Jericho's podcast like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, or however long it's been. And this is the only reason I say that is because he said something like Jericho asked him if like midget or dwarf offended him.
Oh.
He was like, he said no. He said I'm a dwarf. I'm not a midget. He said something about a dwarf like dwarfs usually have larger heads and like more.
Those are the traits of dwarfism, like you're stocky or built.
But a
or
midget
smaller.
is just someone that's just under a certain height.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Dwarfism just
It's like a
entirely.
measure.
Yeah.
Midget is a measurement thing.
Yeah.
And you're not. And they're saying that we're not shorter. We're not. There's nothing wrong with us that we're short. We're dwarves.
Yeah.
Which I think is the opposite of maybe what they should do.
Dude, I'm so sorry. Have you ever seen the thing on Family Guy where it's like the dwarf or midget, and Peter says that he's God's little punchline? I'm sorry, dude. Like,
God's little.
God, you
Why
could
are-
say anything on TV a few years ago.
yeah, you could.
I miss the early 2000s because everybody was real loose, but no one knew how to be PC yet.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it was
dude.
really good.
Damn.
You said all kinds of crazy shit.
And it's like, that's the thing.
best jokes
That's
got
the
made.
thing. Is comedy, the person what they're saying in comedy is not always serious. Sometimes comedy is just comedy.
Well, yeah, it's almost always just comedy.
Yeah, and to take
hardly
those
anybody
absurd
100%
stances.
believes like that's what you got to realize when you're watching like comedy news shows too, because a lot of people think that they're like being serious when they say all of these things, and they're obviously not.
By the way, I have to tell you that Brad Williams is one of the best stand-ups I've ever seen live.
Fuck.
I really loved Bobcat when we went and saw Bobcat.
Oh yeah, we seen Bobcat.
Yep.
Like I'm not trying to like derail or anything.
No,
It's
no,
like,
I mean,
we're just
you're staying
bouncing.
on the rail.
Yeah, we're bouncing back and forth like within 3
This is
different
where we
topics
live,
at the
man.
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. The most recent stand-up show I went to was Jim Gaffigan. He was really good, man. Like Gaffigan knows how to control an audience.
Yeah.
Like he's really good.
So I want to know, like, because I'm from the outsider perspective, I have never seen stand-up comedy in person.
I was about to say, are you trying to make a cheap plug here for Outsider Clothing right here?
Outsider brand?
Available on outsiderbrand.com, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh boy, I'm glad I got that fucking right because
Yeah,
I was
boy.
going to feel like a complete jackass if I didn't.
Nah, boy, you got it.
Sweet.
Outsiderbrand.com, motherfuckers.
You can also, by the way, you can get these badass Outsider grown with pesticide Ghost Town USA hats.
And you know what?
You can look like a badass and you might get pussy wearing one.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't be that guy. Don't be a bro.
Yeah, don't be a bro.
Oh my
but
god, dude! I went into goddamn BP earlier today, and there was like a whole herd of bros just like piled out of a van. It was like a fucking clown, like a clown car. Like I don't know how many of these motherfuckers were gonna keep piling out.
It's hard to maintain your toxic masculinity when you're lapped up in the car, you know.
I have another car story. It's just real quick, but this is something that happened last week.
Yeah, okay. And then I think we should go back. I want to see what your guys
Oh yeah. Well, I want to get. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We're going back there. I just want to. Just because I can't believe I didn't think to tell you all.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometime last week, I was. Oh god!
Is it a human interaction story?
It's a
Is it
traffic interaction story.
Oh, traffic, where
Yeah.
people are driving at 80 miles per hour and they're ready to freak the fuck out at any moment because they're in giant machines going at 80 miles an
fucking
hour.
tons of steel going down the fucking highways as fast as they can. Ready
you
to
don't
just-
think you're ready for death at any moment?
Yeah.
Ready to be enraged?
God damn, man.
Or just be uneducated and driving around a machine at 80 miles an hour. That's also a thing.
Yeah,
People who just can't fucking drive at all.
That dude, oh my God.
Have you ever been to Whitesburg?
Oh yeah. Sure.
That four-way intersection where nobody knows the rules of the road.
I'm convinced there's not a motherfucker alive besides me that knows
there's one patrol car.
Four-way.
There's one patrol car in all Whitesburg, and they just never catch anybody.
A four-way intersection when driving. When you come to that, basically, what happens is is that the person goes in the order in which they came, right?
Yeah.
Why don't people know that?
Dude, it's basic traffic law.
I learned that. I learned that, that shit you have to study to learn how to drive. Yeah,
dude,
like...
Most people, dude, I swear to God, if you tested them, most of their license would get pulled.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If we were strict on licensing in this country, it would be insane.
Yeah, and here you go. I don't know what was wrong with this person. Maybe their car was fucked up. Maybe drive didn't work. But this is rush hour traffic. People are getting off work. There's this motherfucker. I thought I was seeing shit. But he was literally driving backwards.
He was driving backwards?
His fucking ass was facing forward in traffic. He was driving in reverse.
Were you in Cars?
Yes.
The movie?
Yes. This was at a fucking four-way.
Tomater?
This was at a four-way intersection.
What?
Near the police barracks.
Was it Tomater?
Was he driving...
Tomater, fuck
Was
you.
it Larry
Can I
the
ask a
Cable Guy?
question?
Fuck out of here.
Can I
Get
ask
outta
a
here.
question? A good, solid question?
Yeah, by God,
Was
my
he...
tow truck. Like,
What? Shut the fuck up, Larry. Larry the Cable Guy. Speaking of shit comedians, and don't go into it just yet. Don't go to it.
I pray for the picnic.
God, what the
My
fuck?
sister
My
is
material ain't-
covered in moles.
My material absolutely ain't gonna hold up in 2018. Jesus Christ, everybody's so fucking politically correct.
I know, I just sell chips and heartburn pills.
You don't buy my Larry the Cable Guy chicken, bacon, baked mix?
I can quit doing this stupid accent that I've been faking for years.
Yeah, I mean, you motherfucker goof drinker. By God, all I gotta do is make a couple poop jokes, say retard a few times, and people won't think it's fucking funny. He don't care what he says. He's a funny motherfucker.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that derailed into as a voice.
God.
But yeah, seriously, the vehicle was fucking just cruising along backwards.
I think Larry the
my
Cable Guy
question.
says the same thing about his fucking stupid ass accent that he made up all the time. I don't know what happened that derailed to in that voice.
My question about the driver. Driving backwards, but was he driving backwards well?
I mean, yeah, for what it's worth.
well, fucking all right.
Maybe he has extra knowledge.
Jimmy,
more
we
than
were just
do.
talking about how much the government sucks a little while ago. Do you really want to get in the way of this guy fucking pursuing his dream?
Of driving backwards, putting
Better than
everybody's
everybody
life in
the entire
danger.
world.
Jesus, man. I don't know.
Maybe he has a
By the
backup
way, that
camera.
was a
Maybe
pea
it's not
shiver.
that dangerous.
Pea shiver.
Yeah, what I just did while I was over here, like, it was a pea shiver plus like a cold chill.
Oh, you mean like one of those invasive, like shiver things that you get, like it starts in your arms and it goes all the way up and then you have to shake out?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people we just gave shivers talking about it. Is that, you think that's like hiccups or burps? Or
I
not
don't know.
burps. Hiccups are the things that are... Yawning.
think
Yawning
that
is
it's an anxious
contagious.
thing,
Yeah.
actually.
I think,
I think
the
that it's
average...
when you get a lot of energy inside of you and it's excess to what you can put out and it kind of builds up into a shake around your body.
A yawn
Wow,
is- a
that's
yawn-
beautiful when you think of it in the context of like listening to a really good song.
Yeah. I think a yawn in its entirety is, I think, roughly 6 seconds from the start of it to the complete end.
God, why
And,
are we fucking talking about yawning?
Because,
what are we
man,
doing?
we're brain cake,
We're
man.
proving it. We're proving it right
We're
now.
sugar
This is
coma in the brain, bitch. I don't know.
This is brain cake, and we're doing a fucking experiment on yawning and how it's contagious, and it obviously is because I'm about to yawn, and Gunner already is yawning.
I
that's
yawned
alright.
twice because Jimmy didn't yawn.
It's okay. It's late in the night, man. It's like fucking 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're recording.
Yeah, but
late.
we
It's
shouldn't
perfectly
start
fine.
yawning. What is it about yawning that just takes it out of you?
God, I can't
slowly?
believe this conversation. Seriously, this is where we're going. But I don't know.
To
We're
get a bunch
making
of oxygen
everybody
into your
yawn
brain
out
at
there
once.
right
Yeah,
now.
we're gonna. If you're listening to this at work or something, I'm sorry that
We're
you're
giving
probably
you
gonna
the
crash at
yawns.
your cubicle.
Yeah.
Because I understand. I listen to podcasts like every day at work, man, and that's the only way I can survive.
It's weird. It's weird. Like,
You got a cigarette, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm about to be out. Right
audio is something you can. It's more versatile, kind
Yeah.
of, when it comes, like, instead of video. Like, watching something, you have to be actively watching something.
Yeah.
But with, like, a podcast or music, it's things that you can do while you're
Doing
other things.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's podcasts I can just do whatever with, man. Like, I was listening, like, I drove an hour plus to get here, and that's all I did the whole time.
Yeah.
Speaking of podcasts and whatnot, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Brandon and his podcast Black Umbrella.
What is that?
They cover a lot of macabre shit. Basically, like documented killers, like paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, just delving into like the dark side of humanity and just exploring it and motives and whatnot. So yeah, Black Umbrella.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty interesting, man. If you ever get a chance, their episodes run about like 50 minutes to an hour each. So they're pretty reasonable in length. It's not going to kill you.
And it's like the podcasts that they're doing with the topics they're working out. Like,
like they just did one on Charles Starkweather.
like serial killers are something you can just like squeeze the juice out of. Like serial killers are so interesting to talk about.
They're always a fascinating thing to talk about.
That is actually, remember how we were talking about the prison system?
Yes.
That would be a really good way to deal with serial killers.
What's
Squeeze
that?
the juice out of them.
Oh.
You know, squeeze the juice out of a serial killer?
Yeah, squeeze the juice out of them.
Did you guys ever see that interview with the guy that killed Jeffrey Dahmer in prison?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Like, that's been
Did they give him a medal and fucking...
Well, basically, if I remember right, it's been years ago, like, they came out with it. Somebody interviewed him, and he basically outright said that security, or, like, prison guards knew it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They basically watched the doors.
Yeah. That's pretty fucked up, though.
I believe that, though.
That's really disturbing. It's like, that guy did heinous
it would be
things.
fucked up. It would be really fucked up if it happened to somebody that wasn't a serial
Me
killer.
and
Exactly.
and my
But
lady
it happened
friend.
to Jeffrey Dahmer, so I'm kind of over it.
Me and my lady
I don't
friend
know.
watched. Have you all ever watched My Friend Dahmer?
Yes.
It's really good.
I have, yeah.
It's a real.
What's up with these devil's advocate movies like I, Tonya,
What is
and
Antonia?
Devil's and My Friend Dahmer? Like I, Tanya Hardin, where she fucking kneecapped Nancy Kerrigan before the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
And now everybody's like, oh, Tanya Harding deserves an apology for how mean we were to
Yeah.
her. Really? Because she assaulted and
Dude,
destroyed the career of an
that is-
Olympic athlete.
That is so true, yeah. Like, we make, like, oh, this is the softer side
Jeffrey
of this
Dahmer
dark
was
person.
just ostracized. He was on the margins of society, and
But you
that's
know
why
what?
he was a homosexual cannibal.
But you know
But
what
it's
though?
true.
I feel like
I feel so much
People are born serial killers.
I
Yeah,
feel
like-
sympathy for
for Dahmer in particular. I feel sympathy for only because he knew he was ill. He knew that he wanted help. He wanted to be understood. He wanted to seek doctors and professionals.
Yeah.
So people could understand it. He knew what he was doing was wrong.
Yeah.
But he kept doing
That's
it. He
what
could
makes him so sad. It's like somebody who has a really bad addiction.
Me and my
was
lady
addicted to
friend
murder.
Me and my lady friend were talking, and we, had like psychiatric medicine and stuff been to where we've got to today. Then, it could have been different.
Yeah.
Take that and
Perhaps
Very well
Jeffrey
could have
Dahmer
had a
could have
diff-
never even
he could have
existed as a serial killer.
Yeah, he may have
I don't know. I think it's just because I view people as like animals, and I think about like survival instincts. And
Yeah.
my instinct is to just kill them all. Kill all the serial killers, all the bad people, just kill them. Except for the good people. Don't kill the good people.
I think
That's why you put
nobody.
boots on the ground. Don't drone strike little kids.
I think
What's
it's
going on here?
I think it's on
I'm just
us.
real mad about it.
I think it's on us as humans to try to give everybody a chance. Like, even somebody who has killed people, I think they should at least have a chance at rehabilitation.
Listen,
That's what I think. I think
I'm
everyone...
opposed-
Some form of redemption.
Yes,
As long as we
exactly.
got
I
a
think no
government-
crime is undoable in the eyes
some people absolutely can't believe that idea. Like I'm somewhere in the grounds of like, I think for most things you can be forgiven or redeemed, but some things are just inexcusable.
But what if you grow as a person after that experience and say, I was so in the wrong, I'm so sorry, and you truly mean it?
Okay,
don't you think
where do you
that
draw
person...
the line on that, though?
I mean, like, what I was going to say
it's
is
a
like,
hard line to draw.
I mean,
Exactly.
like,
That's
my
the
thing is,
problem.
though, like, it may be a reach. I don't know if it's really a reach, but, like, it's in the realm of, like, being able to redeem yourself for anything. I mean, like, but, well, what if you, like, kill your own child? Like, can you really redeem that? Like, is that really redeemable at all?
No, you can't redeem that.
Like, if you intently killed your own child...
But don't you think somebody has ever killed their own child in an act of, they're feeling really manic at a time period where they don't feel like everything's going wrong? I have this child. I don't want this child.
System. That's where you get insanity pleas, and they're actually usually successful when people use them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for people who didn't snap and who obviously planned the murder of their child and decided to profit off of it, and it was something that they premeditated, no, that's not redeemable at all.
That's something. Yeah,
that's
you're
the
right.
kind of thing Jimmy's talking
You're
about.
right.
He's not talking about the nuance of it.
What if they change though? I'm just
You
saying.
can't
What if they
you
change?
can't
Yes.
change. You're that terrible.
I mean, like,
you're a psychopath.
man.
I mean, like, you could probably
that
change
point.
as a person,
Well,
but it's really
okay,
hard to
You can
undo
change
what's
your
been
behavior.
done.
You can change your behavior, but you can't change.
It's hard to
who you are as a person.
It's hard to untaint, like, you know what I mean? Like, untaint. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
the term.
Behavior is modifiable to a certain extent, but people always stay the same.
Okay, so what do
there's
you
no way to really
think
change
those people should be killed, or do you think maybe they should be put on sedatives that really just kind of dulled them to the point where they would never do anything?
I think that probably the best thing that you can do with people that are, what are you talking about, people who are insane or people who are serial killers?
Someone
or
who
people
is a serial killer,
psychopaths?
somebody who is a psychopath, yeah.
Somebody who's a psychopath? Well, you probably need to do some analysis and see if we can figure out what the problem is there and see if we can correct people like that in the future.
You know,
So if
and
you
also being more open in mental health care to people talking about those problems to begin with.
Do you
I'd say
think
this.
they should... I'm sorry.
okay.
Just one
Yeah.
more
be
thing.
more proactive about diagnosing people.
Do you
with stuff
think
like
that they should be able to get the death penalty? Do you think...
somebody who's mentally incapable of making decisions like that? Are you talking about
Somebody who you would classify
now, a
as a psychopath
isn't really a mental term. A sociopath is a mental term.
Sociopath.
And those people generally are not...
Generally dangerous?
they're not generally socially functional. They're not making clear decisions based on logic. They're very narcissistic and they make emotional, rash, impulsive decisions. And
People are disposable.
sort of. That's kind of an extreme of it. They don't form strong emotional connections with people.
No, like lack empathy.
And it's hard to say that that's not like a mental... It's a mental thing, but it's not really something that, you're not really insane if you're a sociopath.
in your guys'
A
eyes.
psychopath is a criminal term.
In your guys' eyes, if you believe people are unredeemable, if people can do unredeemable acts, do you think they should be able to be killed in prison by the death penalty?
I don't believe in the death penalty if you have a government.
But then it comes down to the question of people's own morals. If you give people complete control, I truly think that it would be chaos. Like, if you're basing things, if you're drawing the line that somebody deserves to die if they're on the other side of the morality fence, like, then that could be anybody. I mean, people differ so much morally, and somebody might say, well, what you did, I think he deserved to be killed over.
But I mean, that's why we establish laws. And it's really complex and nuanced because there's a lot of there's a lot of nuance there, but it's mostly taken care of in the legal system. We have a pretty good legal system. It's just that there's a lot of different areas where it's not so efficient.
There's a lot of
there's a lot of people in jail for nonviolent drug offenses for like decades. People go. I know somebody who got busted for trafficking a little while ago, and they're going away for a very, very long time.
Yeah. And for what? And for what?
For having like a pound of marijuana on them.
Something that's legal in some form in more states than it's not.
I mean, think about it. We exist in a time, we exist in a world. If this doesn't show we're some fucking weird reality out there floating around, it's this. It's the fact that you can... What did you just say? What did you just say? Because I got lost in that.
Well, sir, I couldn't tell you myself.
Damn.
I'm a forward-thinking individual.
It's gone, and I hopped it up so much that I forgot.
I was too distracted by the fact that I have like a hanger drifting out of my nose. I need to rub it with one of these.
That's incredible, though. Like, our brains are just that fucking fragile.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're in a weird time, though, man. I know what I was gonna say.
Okay, good.
It's weird as shit.
Yeah.
That we have these imaginary borders. Yeah. Right here is Kentucky, and right here is Ohio. You can step right over this line right here that we have firmly marked. Yeah. And now you're in a totally different place with a new set of laws. Uh-huh. Like, step into this place, you're under Kentucky law. Take 2 steps forward, that's Ohio, buddy. You can smoke here. I don't think they can, but...
Yeah, but I get your point.
It's so absurd. It's so absurd.
Yeah.
Like...
Or fuck, just like Kentucky to Illinois, be on the Kentucky-Illinois border.
Even historically, like, Kentucky is supposedly like one of these not border states, but one of these neutral states that kind of stayed...
McConnell's a senator,
out of the Civil War.
I'm blanking on what.
Yeah, McConnell is a senator, but he's stepping down.
Yeah, he's the 11th richest senator in the U.S.
He's got those ties to the fucking
for the 5th poorest state in the United States.
That he's doing his. You heard about his brother-in-law getting busted with cocaine right off the coast. I believe it was Colombia. That he was off the coast of, and it was a fair amount of cocaine. Pretty large, sizable amount of cocaine.
Let's talk about this, man. The immigrant thing. People coming from Mexico and basically getting their children snatched away from them by Border Patrol. Is that right?
Yeah, well, actually, they're trying to give them back now, which is good, and I give them credit for that, but at the same time...
It shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be more to that story?
Whoever decided that was a good idea deserves to be taken out behind the gym and get the fuck kicked out of him.
Like, I don't know. It's like just the pictures that I'd seen. Like, I don't know why. It like eerily reminded me in some weird ways of like Japanese internment camps.
Quite a few of those pictures are from 2014, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're not like
I'm sure like how it's in the news. I'm sure it's exaggerated to some degree. It's got to be sensationalized, man. That's all people are fucking talking about.
That's the thing, though, is that we use poorly sourced materials all the time to prove our points.
Speaking of sourced materials, have you all been on Facebook lately?
No, I actually am off Facebook entirely.
I think if you look up an article or if you share an article or something, it offers a fact check. Or something.
Fact check.
And I'm like,
what?
Like, if it's a scam article, like if it's a fake article, or if it's something legitimate news.
Wow.
Or if it's an exaggerated claim, it'll tell you like
that's disturbing as
That's
fuck.
what I was gonna say, and I'm like,
you can't.
To me, this is the beginning of something really dark.
It's getting Orwellian, and that's why I got away from it.
This is gonna get to the point where like you're like literally the information you're gonna start getting, it's gonna be controlled.
I mean, and
and it could be honestly telling you if something's being exaggerated or if it's a flat out lie.
Yes,
that's true.
If it's going to be controlled, isn't it controlled already?
Right. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it could just be a little bit tighter, man. I mean, like,
yeah.
Well, it will, and it'll be customized for you, and they'll be able to control what populations they're manipulating to do what. But they were already controlling us. They just had to control us in big numbers because we all gathered around the shiny box with special times for things to go in our brains. And now we have the special box where we can look up facts at the instant, and we need to have the right facts in front of us to manipulate it.
Special box, you mean basically being these fucking phones that we carry around.
You mean the shiny box was the glass tube, was the TV. It was beautiful.
You mean the portable porn machine?
Model. No, that's the special box.
That's my own pocket, Bushy.
That's the special box. That's the computer.
That's my fucking porn box.
It's like if you showed somebody from maybe the 1930s, just to go back to kind of a sort of recent.
Yeah.
Like if they were shown this time period, like we just keep pulling this thing out of our pockets and looking at it. When was the telephone invented? Not like a smartphone is anything like a telephone.
Like the original telephone. Who was it? Alexander Graham or Alexander Bell? What was his name?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Oh, so I was right both times. It's just okay. He invented the phone, right? He invented it.
Unfortunately, he invented the phone.
Did he invent the ringtone too? I feel like honestly, he invented the ringtone.
He invented the ringtone. He invented fucking.
If he did not invent ringtones as we know them today.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, well, maybe I'm sure I'm thinking of somebody else, but still, yeah. Yeah, what was I saying? God, worse. It's such a fucking unprofessional train wreck.
Yeah.
But there ain't no hopping off this train we on.
Yeah.
Respect.
You talking about Thomas Jefferson?
No, not Thomas Jefferson. No. Alexander Graham Bell.
Alexander Graham Bell.
The inventor of the telephone.
The telephone we're talking about. I mean, what do you think people's reactions, somebody from the 1930s seeing just this way of living?
Well, they felt like they had to shout into the phone so it would carry through to the other side. So they didn't really understand. It's kind of like whenever people were starting to drive cars, they would go, whoa.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. We came into this world, I think all three of us got to see the boom of the internet, really.
Oh, we did. We saw the boom of technology. Like, we're living in a technology boom.
Do you think that, like, there were kids growing up then that they were like, these kids today are so good with their technology, with their fancy automobile vehicles and their telephones? I was driving the other day and I said whoa to the car because it was getting a little too fast.
I said,
my son looked at me and said, Dad.
Now somebody pull up in a fucking Lamborghini.
I just laughed at the differences between our two generations.
Back in my day, horsepower meant how many horses you had on your buggy.
I just need to point out that the car was so loud I needed to imitate its loudness.
If you had 4 horses, you were fucking loaded, my friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You had all the money at the time.
I learned in my history class, actually, we learned about when people first started getting cars, automobiles, and...
Automobile.
And, like, basically, people were scared. Like, they were going, like, how many miles per hour in the first car? Maybe 10 miles an hour?
Yeah,
5.
15.
They said when they were cutting curves, people would, like, wince.
Yeah, it's scary.
Going at, like, 5 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's insane to think about.
You know what, though? A horse can go, like, 25, 30 miles an hour. Some of these people were probably just playing it up a little bit.
I mean, they might be, but I don't know.
You're in control of the beast, though. Like, I know you're in control.
What, the car?
Yeah.
But I don't know. In a roundabout sense, you're really not in control.
That's what I'm saying. And can you imagine how wonky the first automobile was, probably?
Oh, yeah, dude. You want to drive a fucking...
Tires.
Was it T-model?
With no fucking power steering. Probably had to turn the wheel like that.
I'm not a vehicle person. I'm not really sure.
Oh, my God. We should be so thankful for this time. We have no hardships.
Aren't you? I'm so happy to not have polio and syphilis.
Dude, it's great to know I don't really have to worry about smallpox.
But all that technology that have gifted us those beautiful things is going to be exactly what destroys us.
But dude, we are our own downfall.
Yeah.
I realize that the end is so close when I look at YouTube comments. And Facebook comment threads. I realize, I sit there and I'm like, the end of the world is so close. Let it happen.
I try to think about this. Well, when I read Facebook comments, I get fucked up. I get legitimately like,
I get
what the
pissed because I'm like, are you people this fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Are you really this dumb? This is tribalism at its finest.
Yeah, it shows everybody is so opinionated. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
It gives everybody something to be able, not to hide behind, but I guess so. It gives them some form of protection and anonymity if they choose it.
Absolutely. And when you argue with somebody online, you can't see the damage you're doing to them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not affecting you. You'll never see this person.
Exactly.
And that's a really shitty way to look at something.
Because that person on the other end of the screen is a human. I mean...
Regardless of how emotionally detached you can be.
Unless it's a Russian bot.
No matter how emotionally detached you can be through these screens. I mean, this just...
Yeah. And
it's a
meanwhile...
whole lot easier to be a shitty
arguments
human being.
On the internet don't stop. They just keep escalating.
Yeah, they just keep escalating. And people, start shit on purpose. There's weirdos out there that literally just feed off that attention. It's like, dude, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be that kind of person, but I would just suggest people like that just kill themselves. They're just wasting. They're a waste.
No,
everything.
man. I mean, honestly, what I think, people who do you know anybody that comments on Facebook, YouTube, these big ordeals?
Not really.
I don't either.
I don't. I really don't know her.
Do you know anybody like that?
I don't know anybody that's that invested in that shit.
I don't either. And what I'm saying is, I think the people who get on websites, man, and talk shit to celebrities, oh, fuck, Stevo, you're a druggie, haha, write that on his Twitter or something. Like, somebody who actively goes out of their way.
I'll treat you like I treat those motherfuckers in Louisville. Yeah, dude. I kicked 6 motherfuckers out that night because they wouldn't fucking quit getting on the goddamn phone while I was working. They kept trying to record my shit, and I said, "Fuck you, dude."
He apparently feels really badly about how he treated hecklers and doesn't treat them that way anymore. He just kind of ignores them.
Dude, oh my God, when I had seen him, Jesus Christ.
But he's real.
The show stopped 3 to 4 times that night.
I want to say, though.
You knew people were starting to call him an asshole and stuff. And he was like, oh shit, I got to dial it back and not be a fucking asshole.
I'm going to wrap this thought up. People who get on the internet and talk shit about things or
you were cool enough to do that, Stevo. Yeah. Good job. I appreciate you, Stevo. You're a good man. Will you tattoo yourself on your back?
Save the whales, dude.
I don't know, though. I think people come home from working shitty jobs, and having a shitty family, and being poor, and they get on the internet, and that's their exhaust. That's where they decompress.
But you know what, though?
They're not doing it healthy, but I think you could set them on the path of saying, find another way to breathe.
I get what you're saying. It could be worse. You could be taking it on people that are around you that you know personally, that you love. But it's not. Doesn't make it any better to be somebody that's faceless to you, because you're still hurting somebody.
Well, I'm saying
take it out.
Facebook, it's people you know. It's just that you're not in the same room with them.
I'm saying take it out in a healthy way, though. I'm saying, don't, instead of talking shit on Facebook or YouTube, why not dedicate time to your hobby? Why not watch a TV show? Why try to bring somebody down unless you're unhappy yourself?
I'm not sure if people have hobbies anymore.
Because honestly, when I'm on YouTube or something, the only time I comment is when I really, really like something.
That, or if I feel like I have some sort of really fucking funny or witty remark for it.
Yeah. You're kind of taking the comment section as an entertainment perspective, which I see.
Yeah.
If comments could just be entertaining, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, but if it's not entertaining, it's generally a train wreck.
Yeah, so basically our thing in common is we both have a positive thought to share. Something that's not going to spread negativity.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all bad.
I'm not going to take my time to tell some singer on YouTube, that's shitty, bro.
Right, but
that's shitty.
What my point is just
maybe
just on the internet as a whole, there's a lot of toxic behavior.
Yeah,
a lot of toxic behavior, and it's group mentality.
Oh God, yeah.
One person could say one thing in a message or comment, and they're dogpiled.
Yeah,
like a motherfucker, to the point where it's you don't even want to sign in on your account.
Yeah,
it's holy shit. I mean, we've really not received too many thumbs down or bad comments on our Mindless Vikings YouTube channel. It's we do shit there. Like sometimes we do skits. Or,
you guys should go to Mindless Vikings. You could watch what is the video?
Well, like the time I got duct tape or duct tape. What kind of tape was it? Really, really thick ass tape.
No.
Is it?
I was saying they should watch.
What are we watching?
The knee brace.
Oh, the knee brace. Oh, no leg to stand on.
No leg to stand on. Go to No Leg to Stand On, and comment something really nice and confusing down there. Vent your frustrations in a very strange way, like everyone else seems to be doing.
Yeah, we have a comment. Was it on that video that said something about the downfall of mankind or something around 9/11?
9/11, yeah.
It's like, folks, if you want to shit post on our stuff, that's fine because we ourselves are a shit post type of human.
Let our comment section be your shit post diary.
We're not shitty people. But we encourage shit posts.
We encourage shit posts because I think that's what the world is, truly. It's just one big shit post.
Well, yeah.
Just some shit that is so retarded and doesn't actually have any no matter.
It's one big turd in the punch bowl, baby.
Something hasn't shit.
Do what?
I said, where in the world do you think that something hasn't shit? At some point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, shit is very important to life. Shit helps soil grow.
You eat the poo-poo. Just eat the poo-poo.
Yeah. You eat the poop. God. Humans are so stupid, aren't they?
Oh dude, we're fucking
like just
baboons.
Spreading gay propaganda, and where the fuck was that?
That was Uganda.
Propaganda in Uganda. Fucking spreading propaganda down there. Preachers being like, they eat the poo-poo. Gay people, they eat the poo-poo.
You have to eat poo-poo to know the way.
And they eat their... He fucking brought the
Ugandan Knuckles.
Ugandan Knuckles.
You must eat feces to know the way.
Ugandan Knuckles is okay, though.
I spit on you.
Come to me, my queen. This is fucking, what is his name? Ugandan Knuckles.
Yeah.
This is Ugandan Knuckles SMR.
Yeah.
Does this feel good to your ears?
How do you enjoy this? Listen to this if you want to know the way. I lead you to the way.
And that meme, by the way, if anyone's curious if they never heard of that, I don't know. I just think it's funny because it's just like a very weird version of Knuckles.
Yeah.
So disturbed, like very distorted. But it's from what's it from? Virtual chat? Is that what it's
from
called?
Virtual Chat.
Is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah, Virtual Chat is insane, dude.
It's almost like that's such a plain sounding name for what it is.
Yeah.
Literally, you could have any avatar you wanted.
Yeah.
Literally any. I think I would go with the Mr. Clean myself.
I mean, my God, I think it was only a matter of time before something like Virtual Chat came out.
But you know what?
That shit
Something
is
like
so
that.
our generation.
Oh yeah,
as
but you know
entertainment.
what? Something like that needed to come out.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you could argue stuff like IMVU and all that beat it to it, but like no. To me that's a
VR
completely
chat is something awesome.
That's a completely different experience. I would feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Also, other stuff. If you're curious about the Mindless Vikings, Gunner and Keegan once ate very hot peppers. Very, very spicy ass peppers.
Carolina Reapers.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy jizzed in the milk.
That's not true. It's not true.
Oh, did Jimmy jizz in the milk, folks? Was it scripted or was it not? You will never know.
Actually,
I will never
know.
know. They've never told me.
It might be one of those things that might have to wait till next episode because we're clocking at an hour here. If you want to carry this into a part 2.
All right, let's clock it into a part. Blah 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 blah. Let's knock it into a part 2.
We are going to divide this episode up into 2 different shows. But this is basically for us, it's just going to be like a quick... I have to pee.
Yeah.
But we can just come back to another episode and fuck it.
You can catch us next week.
It's a good cliffhanger to leave you on, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Did Jimmy jizz in the milk? Did someone drink it? Or did anything happen at all?
In the meantime... Between these episodes, check out the video and see what you have to say for yourself. See you then, folks.
Wait, man, fuck.
No, you do this every time. He goes towards the end of the show. I try to close the show, and he's like, wait.
What do you think I was going to do?
Now you have to prop me up to set up another segue to the end. But go ahead.
No, I don't, man. No, I don't. That was good. That's good. And we ain't got to worry about it anymore.
And now the people are waiting for it to end. We drifted towards it. They're
show's over, folks.
Yeah,
go home.
I was just gonna tell everyone good night and sweet dreams, and we'll see you motherfuckers next week.
All right, see you then.
Have you some brain cake, motherfucker? Bye. No, flip off. Bye. Flip off. Bye. Flip off. Bye.